Hello guys, this is Melissa Thomas of Florida National News with another episode of FNN Politics Power. And today we're coming to you with Orange County Comptroller Phil Diamond. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Great to be here.
Absolutely. So first for our audience, just let them know a little bit about what the Orange County Comptroller does. Let them know what your responsibilities are, what you do on a day-to-day basis.
Sure. Well, our office does a lot. And we've got about 200 employees. We've got a fantastic team, and we do a lot of different things. And it's actually a pretty wide variety of things that we do. And I'm really glad you came here, Melissa, because some of the things we do, people just haven't heard about. But let me tell you about some of the things we do. Number one, we've got just a fantastic audit department, and we'll audit departments in the county. We'll audit outside organizations. We're even involved now in a criminal investigation with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement on a matter involving a guardian, which has been in the news recently. We manage all the county's money. My office, I'm the Chief Financial Officer of Orange County, so we're managing money, investing the money, generating money so that the county has additional funds for critical programs and to keep taxes lower for residents. My office also I serve as clerk to the Board of County Commissioners. We serve as clerk to the Value Adjustment Board, which is where people go if they don't agree with the property tax assessment that the property appraiser makes. We also collect the tourist development tax for Orange County. There's more tourist development taxes in Orange County than anywhere else in the state. We also record anytime somebody buys a house, sells a house, takes out a mortgage, refinances a mortgage, we record all those documents. We also take care of all the documents, public records in the county.
Right.
And we're also in charge. People look around, they see Orange County fire trucks, they see Orange County cars or parks or whatever. We keep track of all the property in Orange County. So there's 50,000 items that our tax dollars have gone to pay for.
Wow.
So we keep inventory. We want to make sure that people's taxes pay for important things. We want to make sure they're there. And then probably the most fun thing that I get to do and that I've done is we also auction off property that the county departments are ready to dispose of. And
so like vehicles and things like that?
Vehicles. It could be vehicles. It could be lawn equipment. It could be computer equipment. It could be any one of a number of things. But this is something that I did in the past year, was to bring all that online instead of making busy people go to a warehouse near the Florida Mall in the middle of their workday. And it's more convenient for citizens. And we've also just about doubled the amount of money we're taking in for the county. So it's been a huge success.
Wow.
And it's probably the thing people want to talk about the most.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely. So talk a little bit more about that real estate aspect. What is that process normally for whether a business or whether a corporation or like a small business who wants to perhaps procure property in Orange County? Like, how does that normally work between you and the property appraiser?
Well, we as far as the property appraiser and as far as real estate, if somebody wants to sell their house, buy a new house, refinance their mortgage, and that's really popular now because rates are so low, their documents are gonna come through my office. And we record more documents than any other county in the state, with the possible exception of Miami-Dade County, but we do a lot here. And as far as the other side of the property, which is disposing of property, the departments of the county, be it the Parks Department, the Fire Department, the Public Works Department, Convention Center, whoever, typically they'll tell us that they're replacing the chairs at the Convention Center, or they've got vehicles which are 15 years old or whatever, and they're past their useful life. So we'll put them up for auction. And like I said, we've been really successful. and people are always interested. Teenagers might say, do you have kind of a beat up car I can get? My son's just learning how to drive.
Right. Absolutely. And just real quick, for somebody who doesn't know that process, where do they normally go to acquire a vehicle? Like, do they come to your office to do that, or how do they?
Well, like we were talking about before, I would encourage everybody to sign up and follow our Facebook page, because we'll publish it on Facebook. We'll publish it on Twitter. We'll post it on Twitter. They can also reach it through our website, which is occompt.com. We do the auctions not every month, but probably 7, 8, 9, 10 times a year. And they're open, they're online. Anybody can do it any hour of the day. And it's typically open for a week, 2 weeks, just to give people a chance to bid.
Awesome. And given your long experience as a tax attorney, you've done corporate law, probate law, things like that. What's the main difference that you've seen between your work with the law firm versus your responsibilities as comptroller?
Well, being comptroller is really an honor, because you can be so impactful in the job. And whether it's bringing in more funds, bringing the auctions to literally thousands of people, whether it's helping to protect citizens against cyber crimes and identity theft through our new fraud alert program, the audits we've done have been incredibly impactful for Orange County. We've saved taxpayers millions of dollars. We've protected public safety, and we've got some really exciting ones that are still coming up. So that's the biggest difference, is when you're a tax lawyer or CPA like I am, you're helping one person at a time, and it's incredibly satisfying. I really enjoy doing that. But when you're in a position of public office, you can make such a difference for so many people.
Comptroller, real quick, given the recent news of what's going on in the Atlantic, kind of talk about what your office does in the event of a hurricane.
Well, we're going to be prepared for it no matter what comes. And one thing we do as an office that I didn't mention before is we handle payroll. We provide paychecks to county employees. So one thing we're going to do is, once we know that hurricane's going to hit, we're going to do everything we can, even if it means working overtime, bringing in our payroll team, who does a great job, getting them in early to make sure that payroll is ready, because we want to make sure that the people that are driving fire trucks or clearing roads or picking up debris get paid on time. Because this is especially important now, because these people, just like everybody else, they may need more money right now to take care of any kind of hurricane expenses. So that's something we're going to do, just to make sure that it gets done.
Perfect. And then quickly talk about, you just off camera, you were talking about a project that multiple constitutional officers are working on. So tell our audience a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm glad to, and I'm glad you asked. It's really exciting. Scott Randolph, the tax collector, initiated the idea of a food drive, and not just a food drive, but also other necessary supplies like dishwashing soap or laundry detergent or things like that. But yeah, we're doing a food drive, and it's going to be a food drive. We're going to ask our employees to donate, and we're also going to ask any customers that come into any of our offices, if they want to drop off something, we're happy to take it, whether it's canned vegetables or oatmeal or cereal or whatever else. And I just think it's the right thing to do. So we're going to go ahead and do that.
And is this drive in preparation for the hurricane that's coming, or is this something that's more a more general kind of food drive?
It was planned before we heard about Dorian, but you're right. I mean, the timing might be really good for a lot of people, and we're going to be collecting through the end of September.
Okay.
And they don't have to come to our office. They can go to the tax collector's office. They can go to the clerk of the courts, the sheriff, the property appraiser, the supervisor of elections. We're all working together because it's important, and I think we all know and understand that there are a lot of people that can use our help.
Beautifully said. Is there anything that you'd want our audience to know a little bit more about you and what you do that we haven't covered so far?
Well, we talked a little bit about the fact that we record deeds, literally thousands of deeds every day, as many as 3,000 deeds a day. And one thing that's top of mind for a lot of people, and it kind of gets to be more top of mind when you read about some sort of cybercrime somewhere or some company being hacked and the concerns about people's identities being compromised, is our fraud alert program. And that's something that I decided to do because property fraud's a big deal. Cybercrime's a big deal. And what this program does is it enables anybody to ask us to monitor their name in the public records and to let them know if something with their name gets recorded in the public records. And if you go on our website, you'll see situations where people's houses have literally been stolen.
Wow.
And there are we've linked to a number of newscasts, and it's something that you wouldn't believe it unless you see it. And it's something I'd encourage everybody to go ahead and check out our fraud alert program. They can either get an email or a phone call if something with their name on it gets recorded. And that way, if there's a problem, they can try to fix it.
Awesome. And then lastly, aside from the fraud alert program that you're informing our audience of now, are there any upcoming projects or initiatives that you're working on that you want our audience to know about?
Well, one thing we do that does get some attention, but it's such a big deal, and I would encourage people to go and look at some of the audit reports that we do. They're all on our website. We try to be as transparent as possible. But we've done some very big audit reports. We did one not that long ago that talked about the private company that was hired to provide security here in this building, the Orange County Administration Building, and a number of other county buildings like the courthouse and other buildings. And we want to make sure that taxpayers are getting what they pay for. Taxpayers pay millions of dollars to make sure that the security guards are doing their job. And it's about public safety. We did a report on dangerous dogs just to make sure that the division in the county, Animal Services, is doing their job to protect citizens, men, women, children, the elderly, from dangerous dogs and from being bitten. We made sure we did an audit probably a couple years ago now of the parking situation at the convention center, just to make sure that whatever was paid got collected by the county. Mm-hmm. We did a report recently to make sure that developers paying impact fees are paying the correct amount, because that's very important, because everybody knows that traffic and transportation, it's a big deal to people. Everybody needs to go, whether it's to the grocery store or the doctor or going to work or wherever. That's a big deal. So we want to make sure everybody's paying their fair share.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time, Comptroller.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned to our Politics and Power series at FloridaNationalNews.com.